Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I kind of wanted to take a break from talking about current topics with the Reds and Bengals, and I kind of wanted to share a story about my first ever Reds game. I've been watching some stuff on YouTube from the past, and it kind of made me want to go down this road. Growing up as a kid, needless to say, I didn't grow up in a sports-oriented family, so I really had to kind of get it from my friends. And when I was in the 5th grade, in 1993, I went on a class field trip to Riverfront Stadium to see the Reds versus Padres. And God help me, I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, but I can tell you that day it was Andy Benes versus Jose Rijo. And I guess as a kid growing up in small towns, to pull into Cincinnati and see that big, ugly stadium, at the time, I thought it was like the most beautiful thing in the world, but to pull up the Riverfront Stadium and just see the size of it was something that really struck with me. I never forget walking in the entrance, through the concourse, and then just like seeing the field for the first time. It was, I can't remember the exact number. I think that place sat 55,000. Just the size of it, the colors, the green field, the light shining down the field, it was all just so amazing to me, and I'll never forget that. And I guess another thing that I really remember and that stands out to me is I remember watching the players warm up before the game, and you'd have one player on one foul line and the other on the opposite foul line, and as they were warming up, they were throwing perfect strikes all the way across the field. And as a young kid, I was just so taken in by that. It was pretty spectacular. Now, as for the game itself, it ended in a rain-shortened affair. Padres won that game. They hit a couple home runs. I just remember just being up there. We were in the upper deck and just, watching the players and seeing the outfield, the outfielders shift around and just pretty much everything that you see in a baseball game through the eyes of a child especially was just really spectacular for me. And I guess a couple cool side stories. First off, there was a long rain delay, I think, in the 5th inning. And a couple of things. I remember watching a video on the Jumbotron during that delay of the 1990 Reds. They had a video clip montage. And I just had this feeling, man, like I really missed out on something spectacular. Like I said, I didn't really spend a lot of time prior to that watching sports on TV per se. I vaguely remember them winning the World Series, but I just had this feeling like, man, I really missed out on something special. I guess the other cool thing that I did was I remember me and some of my buddies at the time, we raced across the entire stadium. Like one of us, we'd be in center field, one of us were on one side. We were back to back, and we were running across the upper deck, racing each other. And then something else that was kind of cool was people were leaving some pretty valuable stuff behind. So we went home with a nice stash of like plastic, small wooden bats, like cups, things like that. Some people even left some money. So overall, my first live baseball stadium, my first game it left a huge impression on me. And anytime I managed to get back up to a Reds game, which unfortunately isn't too often, I always think of that little boy in the stands that night in 1993. And I try to put myself back into his shoes and watch the game through his eyes because, now as an adult, we look at things maybe a little bit more cynically. But just when I get back up there and I walk through those gates, I feel like that 11-year-old kid again. And that's something that I've tried to carry with me. So anyway, I wanted to share with you guys my first ever live Reds experience and what that was like and how it set the table for my fandom for years to come. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.